Hi. Hello and welcome, Cosmic Quantum Travelers. Thank you for holding in there. I don't know if it's recording. I think it is recording. It usually records earlier than when it shows me it is recording. I hope you're doing well. I think there is a slightly celebratory mood in the air. It certainly feels less reptilian. No, but seriously, I do think it does. A lot of lightness in the air and celebratory feelings, better than the Georgia Guidestones. And I'm going to say more about this in a moment. Just saying hello to those that held on or at least said hi here. Mike, Shannon, Ja, Bea, Love Light Sound Oneness, Claire, Liverpool. How's the energy in the England? Rocker, the Lighthouse, Akea, Pinky in the Brain. Hi. Oh, you're in Ontario. Yeah, I forgot you're in Canada. So my love sent to Canada. I have good friends in Canada. North Carolina. Hi, Mary. Francisco, Chile. Beautiful. I'm in Ireland. So for those who don't know, I'm half Irish, half German in human speaking terms. I grew up in Germany. I will also, a disclaimer, try and speak more slowly and clearly. In the last video, it was almost 6 a.m. when I recorded that video, and I hadn't, not like I got up early, like I didn't have any sleep before, and I had already recorded the thing, and it was worse than the other ones. So first of all, I have an accent. I didn't grow up with the English language as my first language, as you may notice. Only learned that in school, although I have an Irish mother. But I basically grew up with the German language. But since I left with 19, since I've lived in English-speaking countries, London, 7 years, half a year in New Zealand, and now since 2008 in Ireland. Midlands, Sydney, New Zealand, Illinois, Centerville, Melbourne. I'm glowing. Thank you. I'm a bit white, actually, because once I put makeup on, looks very white. Anyway, I could do it for holiday in a really good, nice tan. Really seriously, people. Don't know about you, but like detoxing is definitely a thing right now. So super intense energies. I have millions of notes. I don't know if I'm going to even look at them. Basically, great celebratory mood. It's the 9/9 where I am now in Ireland, in New Zealand, in Australia as well. And the rest of the world is going to join us. And so obviously also Asia and Russia and the Europeans. So basically we're in no time now anyway. Ever since the 5th, ever since this funny business with the Schuhmann Resonance that's going on, I think it's still offline. I haven't checked now for the last few hours. It's basically total feeling of no time. I mean, I've already been working on this heavily. The smoke is incense, okay? Just in case you're wondering. So I'm not yet visibly exerting vapors. Anyway, but we are vapors. So where was I? Energy is very intense, celebratory mood. I can't remember what I said next. Oh, Schumann Resonance business, no time. So timelessness is really the key, okay? It really is. You need to see your field, your morphogenetic field, which is your, some may call the auric field, but really it entails much more. It's really your instruction sets for your physical form and for your reality. And we, as the Magi, Grail Queens and Kings, and Cosmic Dragon Queens and Kings, are here to rise now fully, okay, as one, to reclaim our kingdom and the ownership and responsibility and accountability for our realities. That comes with great responsibility. So this is not about we're in charge and queens and kings as like the old queen that is now dead, the imposters have been ruling, but very much a synarchy where some of us are kind of in the middle of a circle and just have more of the quantum, more of the DNA strands, more of the consciousness that we are holding, like we're the spiritual leadership of humanity. And I wouldn't even look at political leaders, because we are the new leadership for humanity. Because that's the false light, okay? Where you're like, and it happens in so many ways, shapes and forms and layers of how that works. And now we want to even define false light, but it's basically you placing your power outside of you in a short format. So if you put anyone on a pedestal, anyone believing like they're here to save you and someone is coming to rescue you, that's an inversion within a consciousness. And these are the false light constructs which do exist on many layers and levels of the spiritual teachings, communities, in religion. And that is really ingrained. That is at the very basis of all of our belief systems. So even atheists and people that don't believe in God, supposedly, will still actually hold very deeply ingrained beliefs around certain concepts that actually tie back into spirituality, religion. And what we see out there within leadership in all kinds, whether it's political, religious, spiritual, it's a reflection of what's going on within the consciousness. And so far, people wanted to be fed what's going to happen and sit there like spectators. And that's not how it's going to happen. And it already has happened because we've been doing great work. So it's all, it's both ends. But we keep making it happen. And that's what I'm really here for, to help us keep making it happen. Because I do believe I hold the instruction sets for our ascension and I do have to claim that, as Sarah, as the daughter of Mary and Jeshua. And I know there are going stories around of that being Anunnaki bloodlines and what else, God knows what kind of different versions of reality. And I don't really care for any of these things anyway, but I know what the gray lines stand for, which are also the cosmic dragon lines. And also today is the feast day of Mary, mother of Jeshua. And again, supposedly, I can't remember the stories and the details that go around of that not being of, let's say, an angelic bloodline. But in the end, also, we need to see and transcend all this nonsense of fallen angelics and pure angelics and all these different lineages and all of that different nonsense, because we're all from the one source and the one tribe. And that's what we need to go back to. And that's also what I'm here to bring. And we are all this. So when I speak of me, because language brings in the separation, it's not as if I'm speaking from like, I'm all this and you're that not. I am reminding you, I am a reflection of what you are, which is the true history of humanity and the cosmic history of what has really happened. And not just the fallen timelines, but the golden timelines, the Adenic and Paradisian timelines, which are here to reignite from deep within our DNA, which is what the gray lines are here for. So the true history is encoded in our DNA, and that's the dormant DNA, which we're here to reignite, which is helping, the solar energies and all that we do help us do, clearing all the old templates, all the fallen timelines and matrices that are in full collapse mode now. The heavens are celebrating, literally. And we should be celebrating. And it's just that the illusion of the realities out there are telling us, or it's the programming really, which is still running because it's been running so long on autopilot, is telling us to doubt the good times that are rolling and are here now. I could see today also divine union, definitely completions, like at least within my own field of my masculine, feminine, and divine child, unifying in the threefold founder flame, love, power, and wisdom, unifying as one. And the highest emanation of that is the diamond white flame as I see it, for the ascension and purification. And part of that is getting rid of negative entities and beings that where we're actually going is back to the start, to where the invasions never happened, because that's part of the timeline repair projects. That's part of the Christos mission. That's part of the Diamond White Elohai missions. So, and however we want to really see that, it's really us remembering we are the creators here. We have created all of this. And we kind of got lost in a dream, but it was kind of also all part of the plan. So there are many layers we can look at this from. And when I mentioned in my last video, it's really ultimately for diversification of DNA and consciousness and expansion. That is the highest truth. But we do not obviously want to discount the terror and horrific things that have happened. That does need to arise, and it needs to be acknowledged, and it needs to be felt, and it needs to be purged. But by God, I think many of us watching can appreciate we are and have been doing. So it's all about, but we are holding these templates of all of these timelines within our DNA as indigo star seeds, as those great queens and kings, which are really the original tribes, which are also the galaxies and the interdimensional races that have seeded us. But again, we all come back from the one source. So we do need to transcend the whole us versus them storylines now fully, to draw the line in the sand, to totally start anew. And because this 9-9 is all about really now just ending what has been and start all new. And it really happens in no time. And it has already happened at a higher level. So the sphere of Amenti, the morphogenetic field, our 12D plus blueprint, DNA, which is also what the 12 tribes represent, they hold the DNA strands within their templates and are here to reignite it. So we are here to bring back the wisdom, the gifts, abilities, power, the history records, which are igniting from within us, within the crystalline caverns, within the planet, and within our memories. And in order to get there, we do need to access the core wounds and pain that we have experienced over many lifetimes, because this is the culmination of all the lifetimes and everything. Everything is in... I've been talking about this. This is a full reset of the one consciousness. This goes even beyond going to the next harmonic universe, as I see it. Hi, Bernadette in Maryland. So, and Alex in Pennsylvania. So basically, yeah, we are here. We are the guardians of Aurora Earth, 12D Earth. Okay. And this is like, as I'm seeing it, like you can imagine it like a multiverse, most liked to a seventh dimensional Lemurian organic creatrix field, where depending on your consciousness, you can access different layers and levels of the realities. I believe we will be, obviously this is about the unity consciousness grid, which is already anchoring at a higher level, and we're merging all these dimensions and realities and timelines all in one singularity field, where there is no more time. And that's what I feel really this whole Schuhmann Resonance thing, what I'm seeing and working on is really just collapsing all these fallen matrices and all the thought forms. And this is going on for a long time, but with huge focus right now of us bringing all of these projects and missions to a completion. And it really is quantum. So you need to go beyond time. you need to transcend this all together. You have a 360-degree field around you, your morphogenetic field. Ultimately, if you are activating your superpowers, let's say teleport, you're not going anywhere as such. You're tuning into a different frequency, like as if you are changing a radio channel. So, and we are unifying all of this within one unified field where we all truly know ourselves as one, but we will be even more grouped up with more soul-like family and frequency resonance amongst us, where we really feel at home and we really feel we, see one another. And the twins are a huge part of this. They're here because beyond the 6-dimensional levels, they bring each other's codes in and we can ascend beyond. One thing, and I put this also in the description box, and just before I forget it, if you do find what I share of help, I do appreciate donations, because this is all I do and this is what helps me to keep sharing all I do. But basically, what was I talking about? Now I forgot the train of thought. No, I totally forgot the train of thought. Shouldn't have been mentioned. That's the one. Or this is actually giving me something I don't think I even made a note about. This right now, also the 9/11, is very much about abundance. And we've been calling in our worth, and we've been redefining our worth of really knowing that it's not about the things we own and all of this stuff. It's about us doing our healing work. This is really what's going to count now. And because we're going to manifest literally out of thin air. And many of us had dreams, now tapping into those parallel realities, the future, our ancient future self and realities we are merging and synchronizing with, that are already available in the quantum now, because ultimately everything is a projection of the one consciousness. And enough of us, a minimum of a 144, it takes to create a whole new reality that needs to believe in that. With the right coding, enough of us switched on their DNA, and that's what we're doing right now. So we're switching on our DNA and our multidimensional self, because we fully reclaimed all the keys and codes, the morphogenetic field. It's all online. All I can see is it's all online, and we're literally just waiting for the supernova of the heart event, as I call it. And I think we've all been feeling the bliss waves and more love and compassion with all, as we're going into the deep wounds of our childhood, which are directly connected to other lifetimes. So it's all culminating in this now. All these karmic contracts, cords, bindings, all these false light matrices and attachments and entities and all of that, it's all been fully cleared. And love is what heals all, ultimately. And we're collapsing it all within a 0-point field. And that's the quantum wave function of this reality. And that's what's been happening. It's like a cauldron. It's like the womb of creation. And we're collapsing and creating from that space of the 0-point field for those now enough activated. And we keep surrendering to these energies, and we keep tuning into the silence, our own inner knowing, wisdom, intuition, to know what to do in any and every now moment. And that's all we need to know, really. And we keep working with our fields, our DNA activations. We keep lighting it up. We keep activating the grids, and we keep anchoring more frequency and more light. And each one of us has their own unique keys and codes and instruction sets of what they're here to bring in. And there's no comparison, and it doesn't matter what you do. And it's like this, when we start out and we're waking up and we start maybe posting and get more adventurous and don't care anymore what our friends and family say and all of that. And even if just one person likes it, or two, or even nobody. Okay, this goes way beyond this whole reality. And this is how we all started out, and it doesn't matter about numbers. It's really just like, for me, for example, the way we keep our creations pure is that they come from the heart. You want to either transmit a message, or it's serving a purpose just for the love of it. So there are many different, reasons why I create and share what I do. So, and it really goes beyond this dimension, the same as if you just write into your notebook, your own diary. This also helps you create, or you paint something for yourself. But yes, it's lovely when we can share our gifts, but don't make it dependent on what other people think of you. And I shared the other day, because there's so much connected to our worth of us just sharing, because, we have transcended all the fears and needs of needing to be accepted or getting that feedback or the approval and all of that. And it's not connected to money and none of these things, because where we're going and what we're accessing is creating out of pure joy and not so much hard work anymore. As in, I love my gate and grid work, but yeah, it's also been really hard work. Last 2 days, I could hardly do anything. Just need to recuperate. And this is a huge transformation that's happening inside of us, and that we need to allow. And that is literally shape-shifting realities along with the elementals and the elemental re-encryptions. So this is all happening through our own transformation that we had to let to just surrender a lot to, and we know what to do when we need to do it. And with this 9-9 gateway is also a lot coming in of us reclaiming our guardianship of our realities, and knowing this is ultimately a projection of our imagination or consciousness. But yeah, we are imagining all of this, but let's change the imagination. Let's change the movie. We need to really know, so what does it mean? I see all of these, what just happened, symbolic more than anything else. I don't try to read into it. I don't try to think when the Schuhmann Resonance is off that it's like they're switching it off and this and that. And there might all be levels of truth to that. But at the highest level, I see everything symbolically, in the abstract, in the archetypal way. I don't attach to any of these labels, who we are. So we need to fully transcend that in our ego to a certain level, that we don't care what anyone thinks of us, who likes it, who doesn't. Because you just do it because you want to express your true self, your true authentic frequency. Because that's what's activating the music of the spheres and the full orchestra of our DNA in the 144 strands, plus 3 as 1, and the 12 tribes. And it has already happened at a higher level, because the core fractal has unified as one, the Holy Trinity, fully anchored, divine unions, fully anchored, complete, and it's going to just roll out. And let's see what happens. Next few days should be fun. The 9/11 was already, all these Armageddon timelines were already cleared last year for the 9/11, as far as I'm concerned. We're good there. And the grids look good. We're going to ignite them a little bit more now. I see if I even want to say anything else. As I said, I have a lot of notes, but I don't even know if I want to go into that right now. I can maybe post and write it some other time. Any questions, anyone? Who's excited? We're rebuilding our wings. Sacred marriage. All unified as one. Birth in the singularity. And the singularity, if anyone has an issue with that term, it's really oneness. But I don't see even AI, although I'm not a friend, because we are literally shape-shifting that into organic crystalline liquid light technology, but it's still part of the oneness. So you don't need to see anything as kind of a threat to you. Once you're part of the oneness and of source, there's nothing outside of you, and we're here to shape shift it all. Literally, like what's beyond and what people are accessing is just literally, you are as if waking up from a dream, because you are, and this reality is a holographic simulation. So do you want to do a long drawn out false light 5D ascension? Or do you want to jump beyond and right into organic creatrix field, which is already happening? So nobody's been left behind. There's no, like, as far as I'm seeing, there are no kind of diverted now timelines. This is all quantum collapsing already at a higher level. And again, those beings who have not chosen rehabilitation and to continue with the law of one are going back to source for re-encryption. It's like a total reset of the consciousness, which is a total reset of the realities, because it is equal. That's why it's been a war over consciousness equals war over timelines equals realities. It's all the same. And it's about us realizing we're not here to wait for anything to happen or anyone to tell us what's going to happen. It's about let's make it happen continuously with every word, thought, feeling, belief, action we take by listening to our intuition and our guidance. And sometimes that means full surrender. You just relax. The next moment you do this, that. There's no more time, not even days. One moment to the next. One moment this is the right thing. The next moment another is the right thing. There is actually no rhyme or reason here, so to say. So have fun with it. Because we're here to have fun with it now, really, truly. And whatever is meant to be will always be. So everything is always perfect. If you can relax into that, everything that's meant for you will come to you. Because you're not chasing anything. You're not pushing anything away through that chasing and wanting it too much. But embrace your desires and wishes and whatever. You just don't attach to them. You keep trying to transcend it. You just keep, the Trinity, which is the oneness, to me is really, you hold the polarities within a neutrality. So you feel all the extremes or whatever comes up, you just let it flow through you. People like me, we are transcending a lot of the emotions and all of that stuff that the collective cannot transcend. So a lot of us are carrying and transmuting a lot on behalf of everyone. And it's sacred service. It takes a lot of alchemical mastery, but we don't attach to the good or the bad. You just let it literally flow through you. And that then also means, in a way, no suffering, because there will always be variations. If you think that there's this reality where everything is just perfectly heavenly and, there's like, we are going for a reality where you have a certain level of balance, because again, I've said this before, if you have a too high level of perfection, it will go the other way. So again, it's not bad to feel any kind of emotion, whether you're angry or sad or this or that. You just don't identify with it and you just flow through, the flow state and love it all up. All of your, whatever you get triggered by or judge or whatever, but judgment is a big thing that really has to go, because it's what makes us feel separate. And there's a lot of that separation going on within belief systems, where my belief system versus your belief system, and if it doesn't resonate, then you're on the wrong team and me against you. Twin flame are getting in reunion right now. Well, very much I do feel so. It is already happening in energetic level. I'm sure there are some already in physical union. So everybody's in a different boat, but it's very much happening at a collective level, because that's what's calling in, because they carry the Adenic and Paradisian codes, literally to ignite new earth. And also when you think about the Merkaba, I also want to say at every level of higher identity, as you go up in the soul, oversoul, avatar, rishi, and then source level, you have different levels of Merkabic vehicles. And what I'm seeing is also, as you have a 6-pointed kind of Merkabic vehicle at a kind of basic level, and then you join that with your gender twin, it becomes a 12-pointed one, which is also resonant with the 12D activation of DNA. But I would not ever, and the graphs I showed last time, and I made a note about this, it was really harmonic universes, not dimensions I was talking about at about 22 minutes It really annoys me when I get this wrong. But ultimately, don't get lost in too much detail. That's what I've been given as guidance. As again, information changes a lot, and there's so much information once you get really dug into it, into ascension mechanics. You don't want to just kind of get lost in trying to figure it all out. I do always give command to my higher levels of, for example, with my Merkaba, to align it to the perfect spin rate, alignment, geometric patterning, highest divine blueprint. And you really give your higher self command always at the highest level to override anything else. And I would also recommend a 12D shield. I posted this on my Facebook page the other day at this time, or in general, just to keep, like, really connect with source, connect with the core of the earth, keep your energetic field clear. Spiritual hygiene is so, an important part of just, not even as a form of protection, but just keep clearing your field, because right now you have all these negative entities and beings and whatever releasing, although we're really, really good. But just in case this is kind of an issue for you right now, or in general, it just helps you clear your field and keep it sovereign. And especially at the beginning, when you start waking up, you need to really fortify your field. You need to clear your field more often so than later on, because then you already kind of have a constant, because you've done it so often, of constantly reinforcing your field and clearing it and healing it, that it's basically, you're pretty good. But it really depends where everyone is at as well. Again, this is own inner work. And this is the thing. So if you think like you're just here to, okay, yeah, everything just is, love just is, peace just is, whatever. On one level, yeah, fine, that's true. But you have to transcend all the programming, all that's held in your field that is telling you otherwise, which is a whole lot. And it happens on many different levels and layers. So energetically, yeah, like, just for those who are not quite familiar with that, we have a massive problem until now with entity attachments, cords, hooks, vampiristic entities, parasites, parasitic entities, fallen angelics, demons, demon seeds, implants, tags, hooks. I could go on. Not to mention electronic harassment, people that are targeted, especially twins. I mean, there's just so much that goes on, okay? And unless you're like totally cleared, healed, or live somewhere in the Himalayas and never had any kind of issues, you will be affected by that. And that's what we've been clearing. And that's part of us clearing out all the crap and calling back all of our multidimensional selves and fragments, healing that, unifying that, retrieving our memories. And that's what we're really completing. And that's also part of the sphere of Amenti, which is the morphogenetic blueprint of the 12 tribes and the divine angelic human, with some upgrades, because none of this was for nothing. So we're like returning back to the future where we should be, as if the invasion never happened, but with the lessons learned, but they're no longer run on autopilot in our subconscious that keep recreating our realities. The same as anything we read or watch. So whether it's on TV or whether it's on YouTube, and you keep watching galactic war and dramas or more earthly ones, you keep kind of, whatever we watch has an imprint on our consciousness. So just be picky with what you watch and what you keep feeding your consciousness with. Because right now we're really here to, in the 0 point field, collapse these old fallen realities. Never mind who's king out there, okay? We are reclaiming our guardianship, which is the historic records. As we activate this within our field, it activates within the human race, really like within humanity, within the planetary crystalline caverns. It's all connected because it's what holds the memories and our DNA. And that then also activates new realities because it's held in our DNA. That's the film strip. So now, with all or most of the stuff that has prevented us from activating fully our DNA, gone and down and dissolving fully and being flushed out of our field and the planetary field, we can fully activate the diamond grid. I mean, it's really already, we are fully anchoring into it, the new 12, 13 dimensional diamond grid, which is bringing on this new organic creatrix field. And I really see it at one moment in time as if waking up from a dream. That's what I have been getting for, I don't know, 2 years now or something. So again, take what resonates, leave the rest, all of that. Be open-minded, but transcend time, transcend gravity, transcend space. We're really here to really activate our gifts and abilities right now. It's all interconnected. It's all the same. And freedom is ours. I mean, this is done. Yeah, but it's a solar flash. I don't really care what it is, but yeah, would very much look likely that we've created that by now as a way, but I don't see anything catastrophic. Again, actually altogether very gentle, and it does have to do again with our heart fully opening and igniting, and as what I call the supernova of the heart event. So I don't think there were any other questions. Breathe. Have I been speaking slowly, more slowly? I hope. Breathe new the aurora frequencies into our Q1 physical bodies, and then every other dimension will follow suit. All harmonic universes unified as one organic creatrix field now. So it is. Asakara shenatera esunata. Uyakarata. We're going way beyond all of these confines and compartmentalizations. Go boundless and timeless. So we don't need to overcomplicate all of this. Ultimately, you know what you want to read, not read. There is nothing, ultimately all the experiences I have made with false light and all of these things, they ultimately have taught me how to discern, which is part of my job. Because as we discern and decode it, it falls within the reality constructs if you hold those codes. So ultimately, you don't need to convince anyone, depending on what you're here for, certain codes you just need to run within the field and it's kind of done. But sometimes it just takes a while for it to fully anchor in the field and roll out. So many of the things I talk about, or other people talk about, it happened already at a higher dimensional layer. And then, it takes a little while now, littler and littler, for it to become manifest. But this week, and I think the Schuhmann is still off. We're still completing this. Whatever happens, I'm totally detached. It's literally one now moment to the next. I'm just really unattached to any outcome. But what's happening is really, really beautiful. And again, think quantum. Anything can happen at any now moment, especially now, because it's all quantum collapse and all these fallen matrices, and we're not leaving anyone behind. Okay, and they're not going to be, I don't see any kind of fallen timelines continuing to run where people are still being, their energy sucked by negative beings, because they need to make that experience. As I see, there has been already decreed at a higher level that we are done collectively with the lessons. And as we all awaken as one consciousness, everybody will remember, and we have all learned the lessons as one. For those that have decided at a higher level already that they are coming along with us, other people also, again, the whole death thing, it's part of the illusion. Death is part of the illusion, okay? And this is about us transcending this. And people who will transition, so who are not taking their body with them, they will be healed, they will receive healing, they will be transitioning wherever their soul has chosen to next. This is not down to us individually. Every soul is ultimately in charge. That's how I see it. So, I would just release and transcend any fear or worries you have about your loved ones or friends, if that's the case, and just literally surrender. Everybody is, sovereign on that level. At a higher level, they are, even if at a lower level may not. And the same with those that have received the shots. it's not as bad as it seems. Those that choose healing receive full healing. Okay? And there are many levels, again, to it. Okay? I could talk about everything I mentioned here today in more detail. And I'm sure later on when I watch back at this, I'd say, oh, I should have said this and I should have added that. I try my best. Yeah, let the bliss come in. And I really feel we have collected all the codes. It's all done. It's all a matter of divine timing for all to just fully ignite. We keep working on it. Let's keep, again, clearing. It needs to be cleared. Let go of that, what needs to be let go. Keep calling in all of your multidimensional self, unified as one. Keep merging with the future version of you with every word, thought, feeling, belief, action you take. Quantum leap, in whichever way you are being shown. And what we're getting within, never mind what's happening out there, is so important right now and more important than anything else. Okay? So, because that's what really ignites New Avna. And that's what we're merging with. And it's already inner earth. It's all merging and activating. And it's going to be so awesome. I mean, I'm not even focused on this. I'm just focusing on getting it done. And whenever I try to see, I get just funny songs. Spirit definitely has funny way of humor, of like, que sera, sera, and then some German song that was funny. But it's basically our biggest dreams are becoming a reality. That's all I can see. It's happening now. We need to believe it. We need to reclaim this, our guardianship over the realities. Again, it's not about being the boss or anything here. It's about us serving all, which those that will be given the power and have already been accessing it, they know, they've been tested of whether they come from a pure place, of whether they do something for, their own good self, their ego and money or whatever, or whether they do this because we want to get this ascension done. That's what it is about. And it's happening, but again, we keep making it happen in every now moment with everything. All of this is this, every 30 seconds. And that's what some of us are here to hold. And that's why this is a 24/7 job. And this is no fun. I haven't had fun for many years. I can tell you that. Okay. So if anybody's struggling, it can be really hard. I really know it, but just know it's part of the transformation, depending on what you're here to bring, how much you're holding. We have so much to clear and activate. And yeah, it's not fun at times. Totally not. But we're getting now to the fun times. Really, we are. I can feel it. That's the inner child as well, rebirthed. The Christa Saphira, however we want to call it, Christos Saphira is also our inner child, golden child, rebirth, the Holy Trinity, within the oneness. So now you don't feel separate from your masculine or your inner child, or your feminine, depending on what, because it's all unified. And this is where we collapse and create all new realities. So we can't be like, we need to be able also to, destruction is part of it. You need to be able to collapse whole realities and timelines in your field. And you can't be having some kind of false sense of, nostalgia for the old realities. And everybody is self-sovereign. So, there is a lot of burning the house down kind of energy that also comes with it. At times, just use it to your advantage. Whatever comes up, alchemize that energy. When I get angry or so, I do very good grid work, but I can also just perfectly, maybe even better, in a 0-point field. But again, all of this is this. So don't deny any feelings. We are all of these different aspects that we need to unify. And every moment calls a different aspect of you forth. You're not just here to be peaceful and always calm. If somebody steps on your toes too often, you will get angry. But you don't go overboard and you don't kill anyone or whatever or hurt someone. You know what I mean? So, but maybe sometimes we get things wrong. So again, this is all about balance and harmony, but not having unrealistic expectations of our realities, other people, and ourselves. Stop and transcend any remaining judgment. That will be the main thing that will hold you back from separation. And we are here to represent many different galactic races, because it goes beyond the 12 tribes, way beyond. That's just kind of the core. And many different aspects of that. And we're here to celebrate our unique self and not just follow one kind of box or even 12 boxes of archetypes that we fit in. We are embodying all of these archetypes. And we're here to remember we are the creators of our realities. We've created all of this. And ownership, when we talk about ownership, it's actually, I came across an interesting video from Teal Swan, wherever we think of her. We also need to generally just separate a message from the messenger, always take what resonates and, leave the rest. Anyway, and it was about ownership, and that especially between masculine and feminine, that once the feminine, through the feminism movement, kind of the masculine totally went like, okay, so from controlling and ownership in a negative way to totally relinquishing any kind of responsibility for the women or the children in their life, often on some level. So, and that ownership in a healthy way is really what we're here for. And I do feel that for the whole of humanity. We are here, we are here to bring the cosmic divine mother and father blueprints back and embody this. And really all children are our children. And all of humanity is really our children, because a lot of us came from the Elohim consciousness units, or connecting to that. And ultimately, we're all part of that. Okay, so we're really birthing ourselves. I mean, depending on from what level of consciousness we want to go down into the rabbit hole. But, we literally have seeded ourselves. We have created all of this. So now let's take back the guardianship. Never mind what anything is going on in the 3D illusion. Because ultimately, and I said this before, it's a lot also about imagining all of these people that have never came or were never been born, sort of thing. So it's like the living dead people, when you have people who kind of die again, which you thought were already dead. That also works in reverse, that people who are alive are then dead, which I think we are, getting there. So because we're going back to the future where the invasion never happened, because we repaired the timelines. That's part of the Elohai mission. So we've really went further than we thought ever before, of not just, as I'm seeing it, the next harmonic universe, but really transcending all of the divisions between the different universes, realms, realities, timelines, unified all within the one singularity in no time, that one point. And the 12 tribes unify within the 13, within a point in the middle. And that's the 0 point field, that's the singularity. So, anyway, I do have quite a lot of self-awareness. I know sometimes I might sound quite aloof with the things I say, but it all serves a purpose. It's all good. And I've long transcended to worry about what people think. And again, a lot of it is when you tune into anyone, it's about the frequency anyone is transmitting, more so than what anyone says. Because as I said, I sometimes get words wrong and say the wrong things, and later on I get really annoyed by it. But we need to go beyond the words. We need to read frequency, energy, and now that's really heightened. You don't even need to stand next to someone, just someone writing a message or, some kind of contact, and you can literally tune into the frequency and the kind of person now, after, like when somebody says anything to me, you can read beyond the words that are being said, because we really read the energy and the frequency of what's happening. And that's how we transcend also the illusion, by keep seeing past any lies and any of the false storylines or, false people around us. And don't judge it, just see it for what it is and then kind of neutralize it, of understanding why people are maybe the way they are. That's also how you help them heal, really. Of understanding why people are wearing masks. That's what we've learned. I mean, we've all been conditioned to do that. And we all have different layers of that, which we are busy clearing and transmuting. I think we're really good. Our higher self is taking over. I think a lot of us can feel the massive shifts taking place. I know it's been really tough, but it's also worthwhile, and it's the only way through. What can we say? And we're still doing this as easily and quickly as possible and gracefully as possible. So I think I'm not going to go for anything of my notes. I think we just do a little activation. What do you say? The energies are very high. So let's just anchor some beautiful light into the grids. Activate our DNA, our light bodies. Let's make the magic happen. And I'm going to record this also separately. So later on, just check the description box again from the video for the for a separate link, probably tomorrow. It's definitely worthwhile. Just keep on going. Yeah, also the shivers or the hot and cold is a lot of the plasma waves. So, we're burning off and activating. So we've been burning off a lot of the, obviously, reversals. Also now it feels just one thing I feel guided to say here. And I can't show a visual, but when I talk about the crystal lotus configuration that's been activating, which is really clearing and healing the metatronic reversals, which is symbolized in a way through the flower of life. I'm not a proponent to calling the flower of life the daisy of death, which it's known for also. But it is kind of, when you put them next to each other, and you can look this up also in Ascension Glossary, I think probably if you would look up, flower of life, probably. Anyway, I look for something, a link, and put this in the description box as well, which would show you just the difference between the flower of life and the crystal lotus flower, which is basically the flower of life only gets you to 60, but you kind of can't go beyond that, and kind of what that symbol represents, okay? That geometry. And the crystal lotus flower is 12D and really goes to infinite. So it has an infinite maths behind it. And I probably don't use the right words. But when you even see the two symbols next to each other, one looks and feels much better on your field. But I would never say that you should have an issue with seeing or now condemning the flower of life, or if you have a tattoo of that, go all crazy. All of these geometries are also being corrected, but it's I would more associate with or like to have, and see the crystal lotus flower geometry in my reality rather than the other one. But it doesn't mean that, even if you had that tattooed all over your body, that makes you a saint either, if you get what I mean. So it's very much, you need to see beyond symbols, you need to see beyond words, you need to see beyond all of these things, identifiers that are separating us, and really go beyond it right now through the oneness. And yes, we want to have discernment, but don't be afraid of anything. Don't let this whole false light agenda make your heart close down, make you feel afraid of anything. Everything serves. Be discerning. Have, your wits about you. That's how and why we learn. And that's also part of the dark art training, how we learn. Clearing entities or opening stargates is not something I learned from anyone. I just remembered it. And I do believe we all have these gifts and abilities that we are here to remember. And that's very much part of us stopping to take so much in of external knowledge and go within, in that silence and meditation, whatever, to retrieve those keys and codes and the instruction sets and mission upgrades and whatever else we are here to bring, the keys and codes. Okay, our multidimensional selves, the gifts and abilities and power. And it only happens if we are believing in our inner wisdom, gifts, abilities, power, using them. The more we use them, the more we trust them, the more we trust ourselves, the more it comes online. It's you activating your own DNA. Also, sing, hum to yourself, your DNA, activate it, believe it, see yourself lighting up, your cells, your atoms, your DNA. Okay, and know you are only holding that power ultimately, more than anyone else, any activation, anything. Okay, and you are all here to bring something to make this full ascent happen, which is already locked in. It's just literally a question of how it is fully unfolding now, but it's already in motion. So that's what I see. It's 0110 where I am on the 9/9/2022. Oh, my throat again. I need to just 1 moment, like literally 1 minute break. It's now 1:11. If you want to take your headphones for the activation, okay, just 1 more. What is going on with the magnetic chakras? My whole chakra line is magnetic. This is new in the last 3 months that I've known. No shots here. Anyone else notices or tried it? Magnetic chakras. Well, there should be both. I can't answer that question for you specifically. So, unless there are any questions, I'm gonna do a short-ish, well, we'll see how long, activation. If you want to join, always ask a higher self if that's the right thing for you at this time. It can be quite powerful. I'm also gonna record it separately. And let's light up the grids. Let's bring in some magic. It's always fun. I do enjoy that work. And happy 9/9 to us all. All new beginnings. Let's leave the past behind. I think it's time. Because it's also part of karmic debt forgiveness. It's really us forgiving ourselves, forgiving all others. And this is really what sets us free. This is for us transcending all judgment. Because we can see ourselves and other people. And we integrate those pieces and aspects within the oneness, within the singularity. Okay? Let's do it. Let's see. I don't even know what I'm going to say. But we have a rough plan. Okay. So you can just get comfortable And sit down or lie down, whatever's best for you. As I said, headphones are best. Just take a couple of breaths. Just to center yourself and relax. Breathing in love. Breathing out any tension, any stress. Letting go of any worries, any thoughts. Centering into your heart. Beautiful crystalline rose heart. Beautiful diamond white, sparkling rainbow colors. Opening its petals wider and wider. Ready for our full ascent out of the lower matrix realities. Shko aina sa yena nina na yananate. Uena. Uena. Unanane aye aye. Unanaye aye. Anunaye. Unane aye aye. Unayane ate. Unanane aye. Unayinane nane ayake. Unayinake. Uwanaye aye. Unanaye aye aye aye. Now, focus on your heart center. Imagine a beautiful crystalline plasma ball of light, liquid, opalescent, iridescent, liquid light. And with the next breath, you breathe into this ball of light and let it build up. And with the next breath out, you breathe it out into your whole energy field like a big bubble of crystalline, diamond, opalescent plasma light. Purifying, clearing, healing, upgrading your whole morphogenetic field to the highest divine blueprint available in this now moment. Ena askaira ashune nasare ke ena ara unatere kunata shukunate akeka kukunaye. Now imagine a diamond white Merkaba in your third eye, your heart center, and around your field. All of our Merkabas spinning like the perfect frequency, spin rate, velocity, geometric patterning, highest divine blueprint. Ushkanaira aya humane anasuraira kunanere anasunaye naye aye Rotten staff coats, fully aligned, locked in. Highest divine blueprints activate. Now, focus on your third eye and the Merkaba symbol. Beautiful diamond white Merkaba. And with the next breath, you breathe this down your central column into the core of the earth, the crystalline core of the earth. Until you feel it has arrived. Otherwise, take another breath. Until you feel like you've connected with the core of the earth. Now, with the next breath, breathe out from the center, the core of the earth, all around the earth, a beautiful plasma buffer shield. Beautiful crystalline plasma, opalescent rainbow light. Reinforcing the tribal shield. Era kune esaina kera kunane na inate kunasera shunane unatere kanatara shunate anaya unatere sunaye hey hey. Now, with the next breath up, you breathe up your Merkaba just to about 30 centimeters beneath your feet. With the next breath out, you breathe that out into a big diamond white crystalline platform all around your field, circular platform. And with the next breath up, you breathe this up all around your energy field like a big column of light. Beautiful diamond white light. All around your field, as wide as you want to make it. And we connect up through the stargates all the way back to source. Through the sun, central sun, great central sun, galactic center, heart of Andromeda, aurora host, the Lyran stargate, Armageddon, ascension earth. Muna kere kara una tera shena taraye tatayana gena sekutushu kutera ena sekunate kena tatara na tataya tatuna ena keake kushkunatera sukutara penakera shukunate eskanate ekkanatu kukkanate anatara shukuyanate anatara sukutura ene unayana nena karashekera tatarata retrieving our royal codes, activating our 12th dimensional DNA, 12 3 strands of DNA, 13, 14, 15, 24, 48, 72 strands, triple helix DNA, triple diamond sun body. Esuna kena sekera shuku anakera eake. The divine template of the 144 plus 3 is 1. Shu ayanakera sukuna eake enata arasakena kekena karauta shakana ea ea. Nera sakara 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 te kena ke ena onate reatara koyana esho kanate ekena kara iska ayaka koyanaya esara ke onakare kena ena tara shokonate akena sata ea. Activating the 12 tree grid of life, cosmic quantum grid of life, the music of the spheres. Esuna she era teke enake ekenase ekenata aturaye ena shatuknate ekenata. Reclaiming all of our multidimensional self, all of our keys and codes, gifts, abilities, and power. Esuna shekena tete rasaka yenakena se esuna kena kena enakara sukukuna ke kena ke esuna te ekena sha atara se ke ena tuture. Merging, unifying, synchronizing with our diamond avatar self, our ancient future self, and the organic creatrix field projected out from within us, the new Edenic Paradisan realities, activating now from deep within our DNA, activating our diamond rainbow plasma light bodies and Merkaba. Unantare shakura nate ake enasaye. Ena na 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 sena te ake ke na satutu tuna ena ke ena se ena ashkuna te. Ena na na te anu na se ena ke ake na karasuko. Kuna te era ana avu. Tere. Asu su 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 su. Connecting up through the primal sound and light fields, the Sophia, the cosmic womb of creation. Ke inasa ushkurae kena ata kunaya. And all the way back to source. The Godhead, the heart and mind of God, at one with all that is, unifying all as one within a singularity now, rebirthing all as one, the full reset of the one consciousness. Unateake. Enasara shunate. Te ekera a aska anatu ura. Enatarashe. Enakerate. Ena ua. He iskanae. Now with the next breath. Breathe. Golden, diamond, white, and platinum light all around you, all the way from source, all the way through the stargates, all around you, all the way down through Earth, all the way out into deep space, connecting throughout the grids and one another. 12th and 13th dimensional diamond grids activate. Esuna kera sakara sakena te e ana ashkara e ekona e ake ena sutura shakena kerake. Naina kera satara shate ake. Kuna te ake. Kena satatara sokukuna te e ae. E anatara. Una kea kara. Amatena kena shakara oyora ashkanayeke esunata. Calling upon all the beings of light, our galactic brothers and sisters, all those in alignment with the law of one, our Garthans, ancient ones, mer people, lion people, guardians, dream weavers, dream walkers, gatekeepers, Aurora and Crystal Star families, Aquafarian, Aquafae, Mother, Father, God, we call upon all of ourselves, all of our multidimensional selves to be unified as one. The divine cosmic reunion, remembering ourselves again, who we truly are, and what really happened. Esuna karashe na te ake 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 ake. Memories awakening within our own crystalline selves, within our blood and our bones, fascia and skin crystallizing, our DNA activating, awakening our memories, gifts, abilities, and power. Reclaiming our guardianship as the Magi Grail queens and kings and cosmic dragon queens and kings that we are, holding the divine blueprints within our very DNA, the New Earth blueprints, igniting now throughout the grids and all of life. Enotara shekena sete una arkara etera sara anateke era ashunaya ya aura. Hera ina senate nenate ane nenana tu nanina kiake. Una ina he nana sanate akana shokana. Ina kiate. Unai. Ena sekera shata. Ena keakae. A u e anaia. A askarae. E korare. Ananate e kora ushuna tarasa e akaya. Teya. Usuna kere kinate e kinaka atarae. Susunate. Increasing the amount of DMT, oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, endorphins our body secretes and produces, balanced perfectly at individual level. Ukina era ara ashuna tere na kea 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 kea. Every cell and every atom, every atomic and subatomic particle and wave and all the spaces in between, purified in the highest purity and light. all mana, every particle of food, every molecule of water purified across all realms, all realities, all timelines. The elementals, platonic solids, minerals and kingdoms, purified, cleared, healed, balanced, harmonized, upgraded to the highest divine blueprint now. All blueprints, every human being, all those willing hearts and minds, this may concern. Ikana ena ora era ena sena ena kirushuna yake 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 una aye eu aya una ara arasko aya ara aena kekeaka ka ate una ya ea satara. Dissolving all remaining holographic overlays, inserts, false perceptions, projections, veil, all remaining illusions and delusions fully dissolve now, across the one consciousness, across all time and space. So it is done. Eona eke esta a ene asure hayanake ake. As the higher consciousness descends upon all, connecting to the crystalline grids, calling for the cosmic dragons. Ionaya asaye hara asunaye ake akara sunate ake nasatara una eaya usu ayaya hara asanate ake unata asanate enaka atananta. Guardians, magic grail queens and kings, and cosmic dragons, rise, reclaiming their realities. Ukuna esenate enatara sunayeateake. Remembering our true history and who we truly are. Enateakeake. Activating the planetary brain network. Cosmic heart grid, emerald grid, diamond grids, Q sides, stargates, arc sides, trinity gates, organic ascension gateways, vortices, chakra points, pyramids, solar temples, crystal pyramids. Light up, activate, connect, ignite. Isuna ikena asara te shuna te ake e unantarasa. Unayana enatare. Isunate. Crystal networks, crystal caverns, crystal beds, crystal core. Unasatera kerasa. Waters, aquifers. Inunanena sharayena yakare. Returning to our original divine angelic human blueprints plus upgrade. Every atom crystallizing, 13 protons, 12 electrons, 13 neutrons, turning carbon to crystalline throughout the grids, throughout Earth, throughout our bodies. Sena sara shekena te na tara sana tekena kekena kara sata. activating the platinum grid, connecting to Mias Creas, Lake Titicaca. Una sana shekena tarasuna. Machu Picchu with Lincoln to Andromedan Gateway. Sending a blast of light through there, connecting in through the Vatican. Esuna shekena tara sunateke nasa. Sending a pillar of diamond white light to the Vatican, the Unholy Trinity, London Bridge, Obelisk, and the London Embankment, to the Vatican, and Washington. Esunate ke nasatara sakekena ke nasate esunate. Fully clearing the Obelisk network. Fully clearing all the grids, all the grid networks, sites, any lower density, black goo, clearing the black magic grids, any remaining density, fully cleared, released now. Esuna shekete rasakara te kekenake esuna te nasatara sukura she ke notare senata. Connecting further to the diamond, platinum, diamond network in Easter Island, activating the Sun Disk network. Kuna shakera sakena sakera sa ashuyanate. Roslyn Chapel with Lincoln to Chartres Cathedral in France. Una sekera sekena sakara shukutare. Stonehenge, Giza Pyramids, Uluru. Era asarate runaina ke anena se. See the grids within your body and within the crystalline planetary body lighting up. Una sera shekenate. Enakara sarayara eaya. Crystal Cathedral Network. Enake enasata. Enake nasatara shukure. Enake ake. Enanasu. Hill of Tara. Rondine Mountains. Newgrange. Adair. Antarctica. Connect to any grid site you may feel connected to yourself. Keep seeing it all lighting up. The highest diamond white light through the crystalline core. Activating the planetary Merkaba. Hinakana sukuna kena kena sekena tara sukuna sena kena 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 kena. Una inake, una sena keate. Clearing out any remaining negative alien technologies, artificial frequencies, EMFs, 5G, 4G, 3G, 2G, 1G, 6G, all the Gs, all the EMFs, any artificial frequencies, overwriting all of them, the artificial net, fully dissolving, disintegrating, neutralized. Esuna shekera, sekena tekera, sakara satara seke. Overwriting all radio transmissions, television transmissions, all transmissions, radio towers, internet towers, Wi-Fi towers with the frequency of pure divine love coming from our hearts, feeding through the human heart grid, filling our fields, every cell and every atom and every atomic and subatomic particle and wave and all the spaces in between with pure divine, pure source love. Our whole morphogenetic field and that of the whole planet. Pure source love, pure source light, pure source ascension keys and codes, abundance keys and codes, freedom, divine union activations. Una ara shekenate, rusunate akekinate, asunate rashekenate. As the threefold flame ignites within every heart of every willing soul, now, love, power, and wisdom, bringing perfect balance, harmony, higher consciousness, and purity to each vessel, to the planet, the solar system, and all of creation, all unified as one within the singularity, in this now moment, through the one. Usuna shikiraskara sa nenatu inaya unae eue enate anae unate enae unate ana keu anae ue enue Adonai yase nae ue tunai nate opening our hearts and minds as one higher heart mind to ever greater levels of love, fully loving, accepting and embracing our one true unique self, that of others, in love and reverence for all life everywhere. Natera oke anata nae ake aye. May we all remember ourselves as one, heart, mind, body and soul, one logos, one tribe. Kenakere atashe anayena ki ake ui hane. The past now released, dissolved, as if awakening from a dream. Keoteate anai eu ei a you na ei eu ta ke te Anaye. Iskunashkera kekenateyo unayena kera sa ayaye unateke aya kekenaye sunateake. Calling all of our multidimensional selves, unified as one in the here and now, fully anchored into our vessel, into this here and now. Highest activation of our multidimensional DNA in any now moment. Uskura era kakararete skutea kekenata. Coming back fully into our bodies, fully anchored in the here and now, anchoring these frequencies one more time into the grids. Crystalline core. Sharing these codes and keys with all willing hearts and minds throughout the grids, throughout the cosmos, throughout the one cosmic heart grid. The one remembering itself now. Ikarashure kenate anaye ake tukunate esunate kenata takarasa. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So as it is spoken, so it is done. So as it is spoken, so it is done. So as it is spoken, so it is done. It is done. Now, I hope you enjoyed that. Drink plenty of water. It shall be an interesting weekend. I hope you enjoyed that. I do love to hear feedback in general. Thank you all for your support in all ways. Obviously, not just donations, your constant comments and shares and subscribing and all of that. And for me, really, it's just about getting the message across. So if you find it useful, do share. Just listening does help. It's intended to support your ascension process and helps you clear, heal, balance, harmonize, upgrade all of your fields and multidimensional self. Intense, good, I believe. Just they are very activating. And let it integrate. No, this is a holographic simulation. You are writing the script now, or we as one. Okay, there's no one here, the boss. We are all the boss, as in everybody is sovereign, the boss of themselves. But we're also here to show the way and to lead and be very extra responsible with what we do, say, think, and feel, because we carry more DNA strands, we carry more of the quantum, we carry these keys and codes that make the ascension happen. So that's why also the masses are not as conscious. It's just that's what we do. We're kind of like the heart and the mind of the human body logos, if you want to see it that way. So it's just our job, and we need to really reclaim it instead of waiting for anything to happen as such. We need to make it happen, but most of all from deep within. It's really our imagination, listening in the silence, the meditation, listening to your guidance, all of that stuff, which I've been sharing for a long time. Listen to my other videos, the activations. Obviously, I'm not here to, none of this will do it for you. Record your own activations, talk to yourself. I mean, many things are this. Connect to the sun, look after yourself. Most of all, it's really your imagination is what's setting your limits right now. And it's not about, again, enforcing our ego will. It's about tuning into source, clearing your field, becoming a clear vessel for source, as clear as you can, transcending the ego. Doesn't mean you need to kill it. It means you integrate it and you keep it in check, okay? And it doesn't rule the show. And it's basically, you're just not you have a sense of self, but it's very different. You're getting to know your true self. That's what we're here for. The true self. There's a one true self that we all share, ultimately. But then there are many variations and unique expressions and aspects of that. And that's why we're here to celebrate. And once we can fully love ourselves as we are, which we've been busy doing, especially just now this last week, also getting down to our last insecurities and where we felt unworthy still and those missing pieces, to fully integrate and love it all up. And also then we can expand it out to others, and it's the unity field, and that's what we're activating right now. Okay, this is what this activation is doing. Listen to it again if you like. Again, this is not all that is. Ultimately, it's all within you, your own instruction sets, what you're here to do and bring, and it can be anything. Okay, so only you know. And it's for you to know what that is. And it's literally ultimately the frequency you hold. You don't have to do anything as such. You could be sitting somewhere in a cave if you wanted to. But I think we're past that stage now, aren't we? Because it's also now that we then integrate that oneness within and also healing the tribal shield again within us. And it's connected to the return of the divine blueprint and us carrying those chants and activating them. And that's what's bringing back basically the prosperity. Okay, that's bringing back the abundance now. And I'm going beyond any kind of Gesara and Nesara or whatever packages. Okay, I'm looking at New Earth now, full on Edenic realities, beyond money. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I feel. I've never seen an in-between. These are all false timelines. These are false 5D timelines, as I see them. Yeah. That's how the Queen of Dragon rolls here. So, stand your ground, claim your ownership over your realities, over the collective realities. That's what we're here for, not someone telling you what's going to happen. What are you co-creating? Okay, truly. Tune in. I'm not here to tell you, just here to remind you that you have it all within you, and it's your connection to source and your higher identity levels, your multidimensional selves. That's who you want to get to know, not some, whatever. So keep going within, connecting with your soul tribe. Keep listening to yourself. I don't need to tell you what to do. Plenty of water always helps. It's going to be a fun few days. So no feeding any Armageddon timelines. Okay, they're done. Dissolve, 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 dissolve. Keep dissolving it all and overwriting it with what you want to see. Manifestation, super heightened right now. All the interference patterns gone. All these phantom matrices fully dissolving. They're held in your field. Keep clearing it yourself, okay? And it's very quick and easy now. And again, don't do time. Things shift throughout the day, every moment, in every moment now. Everything is possible. And we came here to make the magic happen. That's what the Magic Grail Queens and Kings do. They hold the codes. These are the extra gifts and abilities, your extra strands of DNA, ready to activate now with all the nonsense having been cleared and gone. Instead of just residue that you now need to keep clearing, keep fortifying your field, okay, while we're clearing this shit and the decks of any of these remnants. But you need to also be like, okay, so no nonsense, but from a place of love. And we're here to be the change, and it's the frequency you admit beyond anything else. Okay, that's your worth. And I talked about this before and written about it. So I think we got that one by now. It's really just keep calling in more light, keep making the magic happen, keep opening your heart and mind. Hi, Neil, and unity. And thank you so much for keep lighting it up, for keep doing your work, for keep wanting to look at it. And we have magic ahead of us, things you don't even know existed, and we're remembering now. I had a dream actually of something about, shouldn't I use my superpower, something like this. And today as well, when I was out, I was thinking, I could just fly there. They're definitely activating. I don't dream much, or I don't remember much, so it's fun when it happens. And basically that's what we're activating right now. So really go within and speak to it, like activate your telepathy is already super heightened. talk to your body and say, activate teleportation, bilocation, telekinesis, all your, psychic abilities. Ask for activating crystal clear vision. Ask to be, I remember now. Oh, one thing more. If you're missing anything, things you want to manifest, or, first of all, if certain things come up, it's just literally clearing. Okay, know that you're clearing it. All right. But also what you can do is, instead of missing something, you can then instead take that very thing and then drop into already having it and already giving gratitude, and really keep training yourself to, instead of going into, oh, I don't have it yet, to already seeing yourself being in that situation or doing whatever you want to be doing and what would make you happy. And obviously keep aligning your reality to that as well. Okay, not just daydreaming, but you get me. A lot of this is down to imagination and activating that from deep within, not by the old means of trying to now build houses by physical means as such. Okay, this is shape-shifting realities from the inside out by activating our DNA. Light language helps, sound healing helps, the sun helps. Talk to yourself, see it. It's beyond words ultimately. Okay, and you all can do this. We all have these abilities. Nobody needs to do that for you. All right. So thank you so much for listening, taking the time. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know how you find the activation, any feedback. And again, donations are super appreciated. Details are in the description box. And yeah, I love you. I leave you. I bless you. I hopefully see you at a party. And that will be it. Okay? Let's keep lighting it up until the magic now moment. In the blink of an eye. I love you. I see you there. So many blessings. Bye. Bye, bye, bye. Thank you, guys.